Lesson 3, Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship. Part 1. First, please look at the program we'll create in this lesson. In this lesson, we'll learn about the triggering blocks, especially the Start on Tap block and the Start on Message block. Tap the cat icon to open ScratchJr. When the home screen opens, tap the plus button. Once the ScratchJr project is open, let's change the stage background first. Tap the Change Background button at the top of the screen, and select the beach sunset background. Tap the tick mark in the upper right corner of the screen. When the stage changes to the beach sunset background, let's add a ship character. Tap the plus sign in the upper left corner of the stage. And select the ship character. Tap the tick mark in the upper right corner of the screen. The ship character is added to the stage. Next, tap the grid button on top of the stage. Grid lines will appear on the stage. In this grid view mode, you can see where your character is on the stage. This light blue square shows the character's position on the stage. Currently, the ship's vertical position is 8, and its horizontal position is 11. Drag the ship and move it to the vertical position of 9 and the horizontal position of 5. Next, tap the cat thumbnail on the left side of the screen and check the cat's position on the stage. The light blue square has appeared around the cat's mouth. Currently, the cat's vertical position is 8, and its horizontal position is 11. Drag the cat a little lower and change the vertical position from 8 to 3. You can leave the horizontal position as 11. After changing the ship and the cat's position, let's program the cat first. I'll explain how to program the cat to say let's go on a night cruise when you tap the cat, and to move in front of the ship, so keep your eyes on me. First, when programming the cat, make sure that the thumbnail of the cat character on the left side of the screen is selected. When the cat character is selected, the cat symbol appears in the programming area, so please check here as well. Now let's start programming the cat. Since we want the cat to speak with a speech balloon and start moving when we tap the cat, tap the yellow block in the block categories. The blocks in the blocks palette will change to yellow blocks. These 4 blocks have a round shape on the left side. Blocks with this shape are called triggering blocks. They can tell us the trigger for running the program. By this block, when you tap the green flag on top of the stage, the program starts running. By this block, when you tap the character on the stage, the program starts running. By this block, when characters bump into each other, the program starts running. By this block, when the program receives a message, the program starts running. This time, we will use a block that starts the program when the character is tapped. Place the Start on Tap block in the programming area. Next, tap the purple block in the block categories. Blocks in the Blocks palette will be replaced by purple blocks. The purple blocks can make the character invisible, change its size and show words in a speech bubble. Since we want the cat to say night cruise, with a speech bubble when we tap the cat, attach this Say block next to the Start on Tap block. To program the cat to say let's go on a night cruise, tap the Hi below the Say block. The keyboard has appeared. Tap this Delete button 2 times to delete the word Hi. Since we want the cat to say night cruise, type the input night. And then type a space. Type the input cruise. Now, let's type an exclamation mark at the end. To input an exclamation mark, first tap the number button at the bottom left of the keyboard. Once the exclamation mark button appears, let's input the exclamation mark. After you've finished typing night cruise, tap the return button at the bottom right of the keyboard. Once you've completed this step, let's tap the cat on the stage. The cat said let's go on a night cruise, with a speech bubble. Next, tap the blue block in the block categories. The blocks in the Blocks palette will change to blue blocks. Blue blocks can be used to program characters to move, rotate, and jump. Since we want the cat to move to the left when we tap it, attach this Move Left block next to the Say block. Let's move the cat to the left. From the horizontal position of 11 to 4 or so, which is in front of the ship. To move the character's position from 11 to 4, you can find the answer quickly by using subtraction. Tap the number under Move Left block and change 1 to 7. Once you've completed this step, tap the cat on the stage. The cat said let's go on a night cruise, and it moved to the horizontal position of 4. Now, let's try programming by yourself. Programming time. Stop the video and take your time to create your own program. Lesson 3, Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship, Part 2. Did you manage to create a program by which, when we tap the cat, it says Night Cruise, and moves to the front of the ship? I'll explain how to program the cat to look like it gets on the ship, after it moves to the front of the ship, so pay attention to me. The easiest way is to have the cat move upwards and disappear from the stage, when the cat gets in front of the ship. Now, let's add programs to the cat. First, when programming the cat, make sure the thumbnail of the cat character on the left side of the screen is selected. If you don't see the grid lines on the stage, Tap the grid button on top of the stage to display the grid lines. Once you made sure that the thumbnail of the cat is selected, and the grid lines on the stage are displayed, let's start programming. Since we want the cat to move towards the ship after it comes in front of it, look at the blue motion blocks category, and attach this move up block next to the move left block. Since we want to move the cat to the middle of the ship, tap the number below the move up block, and change the number from 1 to 3. Once the cat moves to the middle of the ship, we want the cat to disappear from the stage. So tap the purple block in the block categories. The blocks in the blocks palette will be replaced by purple blocks. The purple blocks can make the characters invisible, change their size and display a speech bubble. This time, we want the cat to disappear from the stage, so attach this hide block next to the move up block. Once you've completed this step, tap the character reset button next to the green flag to return the cat to its original location. Tap the cat on the stage to see if the program works as expected. The cat disappeared from the stage after it moved to the middle of the ship. But it doesn't look like the cat got on the ship, does it? In the real world, things that are closer look bigger, and things that are farther look smaller, don't they? Let's program so that the cat gets smaller after it comes closer to the middle of the ship in the world of programming, too. Look at the purple looks blocks category. Attach the shrink block between the move left block and the move up block. Since the program is run from left to right, if you put the shrink block after the move left block, the cat gets smaller after it comes in front of the ship. Since we want the size of the cat to become really small, tap the number under the shrink block, and change 2 to 10. Once you've completed this step, tap the reset character button next to the green flag. Tap the cat on the stage to run the program. Huh? The cat moved to the front of the ship, and became smaller, then it moved to the middle of the ship. Since the programs are run from left to right, the shrink block was run first, and then the move up block was run. That's why the cat got smaller and then moved to the middle of the ship. Since we want the cat to move to the middle of the ship while becoming smaller, let's change the program so that the program for the cat getting smaller and the program for the cat moving upwards to disappear are run at the same time. If you want to run the program for the cat getting smaller and the program for the cat moving upwards to disappear at the same time, tap the yellow block in the block categories. And you just need to use the Start on Message block and the Send Message block. First, let's remove the program for getting smaller and the program for moving upwards and disappearing from this program. You can remove programs by dragging the leftmost block of the blocks that you want to remove. Once you've removed the program for getting smaller and the program for moving upwards to disappear, Attach the Send Orange message block next to the Move Left block. By this program, when the Move Left block finishes running, the orange message will be sent. Next, attach the Start on Orange message block to the left side of the program for getting smaller and the program for moving upwards to disappear. At this point, after the Move Left block is run, this orange message should be sent. And these two programs which have received the message should run at the same time. Once you've completed this step, tap the Reset Character button next to green flag. And tap the cat on the stage to run the program. Yes, the cat moved to the middle of the ship while becoming smaller and smaller, and then disappeared from the stage. Now, let's try programming by yourself. Programming time. Stop the video and take your time to create your own program. Lesson 3, Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship. Part 3. Did you manage to program by which the cat looks like it gets on the ship? Next, I'll show you how to program so that when the cat gets on the ship moves diagonally upward and disappears while getting smaller. So please pay attention to me. In the Advanced Lesson 2, we used the Wait block from the Control Blocks category to set when the rocket would launch. But this time, we're going to use the Message blocks in the Triggering Blocks category. Since we want the ship to leave after the cat gets it on. First, in the cat's program, we'll create a program for telling the time when the ship departs. Attach the Send Message block next to this Hide block. But at this point, an orange message will be sent, which means that the program for getting smaller, and the program for moving upwards and disappearing will be run repeatedly. Tap this triangular button below the Send Message block. When a menu like this appears, choose a message other than orange. I'll choose a red message. At this point, a red message will be sent instead of orange one. That means the program for moving upward and disappearing and the program for getting smaller won't be run repeatedly. Next, let's create a program by which the ship departs when the program receives a red message. When you create a program for the ship, tap the thumbnail of the ship character on the left side of the screen first. After making sure the ship thumbnail is selected, let's start programming the ship. Since we want the ship to move up diagonally while getting smaller, look at the Triggering Blocks category, and place 3 Start on Message blocks in the programming area. Because the message sent after the cat gets on the ship is red, tap the triangular button below the Start on Message block, and choose the red message. Let's change the other 2 Start on Message blocks as well, so that they run when they receive a red message. Next, tap the blue block in the block categories, and attach this Move Right block next to the Start on Red message block. Since we want to move the ship to the right edge of the stage, we want the ship to move from the horizontal position of 5 to the horizontal position of 20. Since 20 minus 5 is 15, let's program the ship to move to the right by 15 squares. Tap the number under Move Right block and change 1 to 15. Next, attach the Move Up block next to the Start on Red message block. Since we want to move the ship from the vertical position of 9 to the vertical position of 12, which is in between the sea and the sky, let's program the ship to move 3 squares upwards because 12 minus 9 is 3. Tap the number under the Move Up block and change 1 to 3. Finally, since we want the ship to get smaller when it departs and starts moving, tap the purple block in the block categories. Attach the Shrink block next to the Start on Red message block. Because we want the ship to become really small, tap the number below the Shrink block to change 2 to 10. Once you've completed this step, tap the Reset Character button next to green flag. And tap the cat on the stage to run the program. After the cat gets on the boat, the ship moves diagonally upward while becoming smaller. Finally, let's make the ship disappear from the stage. Look at the Purple Looks Blocks category and attach the Hide block next to the Move Right block. Once you've completed this step, tap the Grid button above the stage to remove the grid lines on the stage. Then tap the Reset Character button next to green flag. And tap the cat on the stage to run the program. Yes, it looked like the cat got on the ship and left for a night cruise. Now, let's try programming by yourself. Programming time. Stop the video and take your time to create your own program. Lesson 3, Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship. Part 4. Once you have created your program, let's show it to your friends. It is good to see your friends' programs and to listen to their opinions. Look at the programs I created, too. It's mostly the same as the project that I explained in the Advanced Lesson 2. But in the Advanced Lesson 3, I used the message blocks in the triggering blocks, instead of the wait block in the control blocks category. This is a program in which a cat gets on a rocket to return to the Earth from the Moon. These are programs for the cat. There are a program, when the green flag is tapped, the cat moves to the right by 7 squares. And a program, when the green flag is tapped, it jumps 2 squares high. Jumps 2 squares high. Jumps 2 squares high. Says let's go to the Earth. With a speech bubble. gets smaller by 6, disappears from the stage, and sends an orange message. These are programs for the rocket. There are a program when the rocket receives an orange message. It moves 11 squares upwards, disappears from the stage, and sends a red message. And a program when the rocket receives an orange message. It gets smaller by 10. These are programs for the star. There are a program when the green flag is tapped. It disappears from the stage. And a program when the star receives a red message. It appears on the stage and disappears from the stage again. This is a program by which a chicken, a horse, and an elephant go into a barn. This is a program for the barn. When you tap the green flag, it says a barn which anything can go into, with a speech bubble, and sends an orange message. This is a program for the chicken. When the program receives an orange message, the chicken moves to the left by 10 squares, gets smaller by 10, disappears from the stage, and sends a red message. This is a program for the horse. There are a program when the green flag is tapped. The horse disappears from the stage. And a program when the horse receives a red message. It appears on the stage, moves 10 squares to the left, gets smaller by 10, disappears from the stage, and sends a yellow message. This is a program for the elephant. There are a program when the green flag is tapped. The elephant disappears from the stage. And a program when the elephant receives a yellow message. It appears on the stage, moves 11 squares to the left, gets smaller by 10, and disappears from the stage. This is a program by which, when a snake comes out to greet a cat, the cat comes out of a castle and greets the snake, and the two of them go out together. These are the programs for the cat. There are a program by which, when the cat receives an orange message, it moves 5 squares downwards. And a program by which, when the cat receives an orange message, it gets bigger by 12. Says hello Mr. Snake, with a speech bubble, and sends a red message. And a program when the cat receives a yellow message. It says okay, let's go out together, with a speech bubble, and sends a green message. And a program when the cat receives a green message. It moves 9 squares to the right, disappears from the stage again. These are the programs for the snake. There are a program, when the green flag is tapped. It moves to the right by 3 squares. Says hello Miss.cat, with a speech bubble. And sends an orange message. And a program, when the snake receives a red message. It says why don't we go out? With a speech bubble. And sends a yellow message. And a program, when the snake receives a green message. It moves to the right by 16 squares. And disappears from the stage. This is a program for the castle. There's no program here. This is a program by which talk, tack, and tick start moving in turn. This is a program for talk. There is a program, when the green flag is tapped. Moves to the right by 6 squares. Disappears from the stage. Moves to the right by 6 squares. Appears on the stage. Moves to the right by 6 squares. Says tack, get bigger, with a speech bubble. And sends an orange message. This is tack's program. There is a program, when tack receives an orange message. It gets bigger by 10. Disappears from the stage. Gets smaller by 10. Appears on the stage. Says tick, move, with a speech bubble. And sends a red message. This is tick's program. There is a program, when tick receives a red message. It moves to the right by 4. Says where, with a speech bubble. Moves to the left by 4. Says am I? With a speech bubble. And repeats these blocks forever. I hope you found my program useful. If you want to fix your program, please continue programming. Try to program by combining the blocks in the triggering category that we learned today, the blocks in the motion category that we learned in the lesson 1, and the blocks in the looks category that we learned in the lesson 2. Programming time. Stop the video and take your time to create your own program. Lesson 3, Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship, Part 5. Now that the program is complete, let's make a presentation. I'll be the first to present, so pay attention to me. When you run the program for a presentation, tap the Presentation Mode button at the top of the screen to show the program in a larger size. I'm Kipro. I'm going to make a presentation. I created a story in which a cat and a snake greet each other and go out together. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Could you show me how to program the cat and the snake to talk to each other?
To program the cat and the snake to talk, I use the message blocks in Triggering blocks category. For example, in this program, after the cat says hello, Mr. Snake, a red message is sent. Next, please look at the program for the snake character. In this program for the snake, when the snake receives a red message, it says "Why don't we go out?" and a yellow message will be sent. Now, please look at the cat's program. When the cat receives the yellow message, it says "Okay, let's go out together." By using the message blocks like this, you can easily create a program that allows characters to talk to each other. That's all for my presentation. Please try to make a presentation like this. In a presentation, say your name first. Say the title of the program. Run the program. Ask if there are any questions. Answer questions if there are any. Finally, say "That's all for my presentation." If you have a question, please raise your hand before you start talking. If you don't have any question, tell your friends what you liked about the program. Presentation time. Stop the video and let's make a presentation with your program. For children who are not confident enough to give a presentation, a teacher can do so instead or together with them. All of you did a great job. After the presentation, the lesson on "Let's Go for a Night Cruise on Ship" is over.